Oh, lovelies. This is Lynn, the Silver Goddess Tarot. I have two topics that I want to cover in this video. The first one is earlier this week, the um, the group of Haitians in Ohio that 45, the felon in the White House, um, focused on late last year, early this year. I don't remember when, maybe right as he was getting into office around that time. They filed a lawsuit against 45 and against JD. And I wanted to look at what the outcome of that lawsuit would be. So I'm using the Governance Oracle by Trish James for this first part. The second part I'll talk about in a minute. Of course, I'm gonna anyway. All right. So they're going to start by using intimidation tactics against this group, which is what they've already done. But they're going to double down on that. And it's going to impact the housing and infrastructure. So, their homes, their livelihoods are all impacted. And that's why they're bringing a lawsuit against this government leadership team, is because their lives were turned upside down. And this is what's called stochastic terrorism, where you never know where you're going to be, you never know what you're going to do. You just know that somebody's coming for you. You don't know when it's going to happen. And living under that constant energy is terrifying. But with this lawsuit, there's a power shift. The Haitians are going to get back. And I'm really happy for them. 45 and JD are going to play the blame game. Nothing new with that. And then they're going to open negotiations, but they're not going to be easy ones. I think with those negotiations, there's going to be a lot more of these intimidation tactics again. 45 doesn't take kindly to anybody challenging him. He responds with violence and other really dirty behaviors. But there will be a reversal of course in this. I think they're gonna win some whatever case they're bringing, whatever they're calling for. I think they're going to have a significant winning from that. Ultimately, though, there's going to be information that's withheld from them, from the jurors in the case if it goes to trial. There may be settlement. Now I feel like this is going to go to trial. Regardless of whether it is an out of court or a jury granting them a financial win, they are going to win. They're going to have their day. They're going to be recognized for what happened to them. I don't know that the world is going to know, but certainly it will make it to national news. Um, and then early this week, today is December 13th, when I'm recording this, 2025. Uh, Early this week, 45 also attacked the Somalians, who live in Minnesota. ICE is there, and Rep. Ilhan is there, and he is disparaging all people from Somalia. And I think that they're going to piggyback, either create their own lawsuit against him, or they will combine with the Haitians from Ohio because they're being equally targeted. And there may be a class action lawsuit that's really big, really big. Okay, so the other aspect of this reading, and I know it's quick, hard to go without talking about the e-files. The felon in the White House is feeling like this is a very heavy burden. I don't know if you've heard it or not, but there was a few weeks back there was very loud music coming from the White House. And during that time when that happened, somebody recorded a phone call of him screaming, "Keep those files private. If I go down, you all go down. I'm taking you down with me." Um, so he's scared. And when I heard that, all I could hear was Panic at the Disco. Um, anyway, but he is scared. He's feeling those heavy burdens. And there are other people who are afraid of that information coming out as well. This week, there are more pictures being released. I have not gone to see those pictures. I have my own history with abuse for a good deal of my childhood. I'll leave it there. So some of those images are really triggering. And then I know a couple weeks ago, some of the images of the rooms in the island structure were released, and there were masks on the walls, and all I could think of was how many of those masks were worn by perpetrators so that the victims could not recognize who the person was behind the mask. And as I'm talking about that, I'm getting nauseous, which tells me I'm right. Anyway, so obviously, corrupt dealings, that's not an aha moment. Um, that said, those corrupt dealings, they're all going to be rooted, all going to be taken out. They're all going to be exposed. And there will be unexpected results from these files being released. We all know that there are going to be some surprising names. Last week, I talked about the very strong possibility that anybody who wanted to move up in to federal government levels basically was coerced, strongly coerced into participating so that other world powers had the ability to control our government leaders. Um, and then finally, the card that I got, the question that I asked was, with the release of these files and the images, will a lot of people fall? Yes. They will. Yes, they will. Positive. Um, it's not going to take out the world leaders that are behind it, the big, big, big money. So think of this as a triangle. The big, big, big money is at the top, the world leaders, the oligarchs, all those people way up above who can control the narrative just through their money. They're not going to be the vast majority of them. Let me put it that way. The vast majority of them will remain faceless and nameless, and their money will get them out of this whole situation. The next layer down, though, the movers and the shakers and the ones doing all the island visits, the big money people, not the super money people, not the world leaders, the government leaders. They're not. But the next layer down, the ones who were actually there, yeah, yeah, they're going down. And then below that, there will be more people going down. Unfortunately, I don't see. I think that there will be people who get away without justice. My hope ultimately is for the victims that they do see justice, that they do, that something comes from this in their benefit, that they are safe. So, all right, that's this reading. Thank you so much. This is all alleged, um, and it's for entertainment purposes only. As a reminder, you are made of stardust and magic. You are far more powerful than you realize, and you are profoundly loved. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye now.